Hello, everybody. Welcome to DC Time. I'm Dean.
I'm Chris.
Thanks again for joining us. Coming off of last week's show, as we told you, we was going to critique or talk about this commencement speech by Mr. Shane Deering that he gave to the graduating class. I went to the graduation of my nephew, and this man spoke there. Chris and I love the speech. We played it last week for those of you that watched last week's show. Mm-hmm. And so this week's show, we're just going to start maybe playing clips of the speech, and Chris and I are just going to comment on it, how it hit us, what we think of this man's words is all we're going to do within this. And so, anything else you want to add to that?
No, I think that's exactly what we're wanting to do, and there was some really good stuff here that we got excited about listening to.
So we'll see where it goes, and we're going to start it right here. This is after he gives his congratulatory opening remarks, thanking everybody for being there and congratulates the class, and he's going to get into the speech, so we're going to start right there.
It reminded me that life is full of surprises, and it's important to stay open to them. But what should I say? I've thought about this question 1,000 ways. I could speak about the importance of honesty, humility, and hard work, which indeed are pillars of a virtuous life. I could encourage you to a life of making a difference in the world, and I hope you do. I could also tell you the world's upside down and in need of you to solve all its problems. Tradition would have me do that. But over and over.
I'm going to have to keep stopping or whatever.
That's fine.
It's really cool the way, I'll keep going on this. I like every bit of it there. Mm-hmm. Right there to me, he's saying, okay, I'm not going to give a traditional speech.
Yeah.
He said it in such a kind way, though, but it's just cool to me.
Yeah.
And it's not.
We like that. And we've talked about tradition.
It's not a traditional speech.
No.
Over again, my heart urged me to share a more intimate experience, a more sincere word, that speaks to the uncertainty each of you now face as you pass from one season of your life to the next. I decided to share with you an experience that has guided me through all uncertainty since. I hope that in doing so I can give you a graduation gift of sorts, one of perspective, solace, and strength in the face of all the uncertainty we all will face.
We really like that too. Something's happened to this man, and he's trying to share it.
Yeah.
He's trying to give a gift.
Yeah. That's the thing I noticed was I felt like this is a very sincere man. I think he means what he says. Mm-hmm. And I was struck by, I want to give this to you all as a gift. And I think he sees what he went through as a gift, and he's wanting to share it also. And I think it's a very sincere desire, and I appreciated that.
Yep.
Not long ago, in July of 2011, I was driving between Dayton, Ohio and Evansville, Indiana, in deep anguish. I was wrestling with grief and anger and unanswered questions in my heart. Unexpected circumstances and worries ensnared and encircled me. The recent loss of a close friend to suicide. Concerns about starting a new family with my beautiful wife. But I also worried about the health of my grandma, her happiness, as she was aging alone in her home while I was out chasing the world. She had been such a loving and present force in my life when I needed her growing up. And here I was, distant from her, all for ambition and promotion. I thought to myself, what the heck am I doing? All these things I pondered in genuine confusion and with utter sorrow in my heart. But as I drove along, teetering towards despair, I experienced a moment of overwhelming consolation. Out of the darkest confusion, I received the most clarifying light.
You and I, when we listened to it last week for the first time, I mean, he goes on to say that it was ineffable. He couldn't describe the experience. And we both said, it sounds like Saul of Tarsus on the road to Damascus. He says he calls it a light. And whatever it was, it changed him. It gave him a perspective, a different perspective. You know, the other thing is he lays out, he's going through some heavy stuff. Suicide of a friend. I can hear the guilt in his heart about where his grandmother is concerned. His wife and he are talking about starting a family. I mean, we all have this stuff that invades into our lives and causes turmoil and, you know, all of that.
And I'm glad you're saying that too. And obviously everyone can do that on their own. That's what we're taking out of the speech. It's not so much about this man or us or anything else, because we all have these uncertain moments, or these moments of, like he says, he was teetering on despair. He said.
Teetering on despair.
Is how.
Yeah.
So he's in a crisis, and that's right. Humanity. At any time, you're in these moments of crisis.
Yeah.
And it has to do with all kinds of, like I said, the things of tragic things that happen outside of our seemingly, you know, like how that happened. I had nothing to do with that. And then also, like Chris pointed out, senses guilt. So he's taking on guilt himself, thinks he's doing something maybe wrong.
Yeah.
Chasing his dreams of the world when he should be doing what's important in his mind.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's bringing that out. And what's cool is, and he said it, we'll continue to play it, but he was hit with a clarifying light in a moment. Because years of thing built up.
Right.
And he just claimed, did he already say it, or he claimed he has gone back to that experience. This 2011, this happened to him. It's 2024 now when he's giving this speech. And it has shaped his, all these events that happened since then. He goes back to that moment.
Yeah, what he learned from this moment has helped him to make decisions in the future. And that was his gift. He goes on later, you know, to talk about, he brings up 3 points that he wants you to, you know, think about as you face your life.
What's so cool about that too, he wouldn't, or how can anyone say, and that's the same thing we talk about Paul all the time, the Damascus Road experience. What choice did Paul have? What choice did this man have when this hit?
To bring up,
Is it because of everything he was doing, you know, and he worked to get himself to this point of clarity so he could go serve the world or something? He's not talking about things like that. Something happened in this moment of pain and doubt.
And oftentimes, I know I've heard many stories where, and you just used the word clarity, that's the exact word I was thinking of. In all this strife, man, sometimes that seems like that's the incubator when, you know, I mean, it just seems like it happens so often in that. I think what ends up happening is you really come to realize you're not in control, and you have to seek something greater than yourself to listen to. I have been in that spot before.
All right, let's keep going.
Okay.
I remember this experience vividly. I can feel it now, even as I stand here, but I cannot adequately describe it. It was ineffable. Yet in an instant, I understood completely and without doubt that the pain I was feeling had been converted to pure love and appreciation of those good souls around me.
And just to stop there, right? And that's what we're picking up on the speech. There again, some of the details, the immediate details, obviously it all matters, but the bigger point there again that we're drawing upon is, well, what happened? We described it. It was love. Something happened. It was a spirit of love that hit this guy.
Yeah. And
so however he's forming this, or however he's living with all that now, and how his experience, we have no idea. We don't know this man. But he was hit, and he describes it as it was love.
Yeah.
And what's he want to do? He wants, now he's going to give a graduation speech about it.
What, 13, 14 years later? Yeah.
And so that speaks to a lot of things about this man's heart and all the things where it's at. It's real. It's not just words.
Yeah.
he's hoping he can give this gift. He kind of knows, you can pick out throughout the speech too, the more you listen to it. He kind of knows he can't do that, but he's going to do it anyway. He's going to try to share this gift.
He calls it pure love. And I mean, for me, I went right away to Romans 8:39. Nor height, nor depth, nor any other creation will be able to separate us from the love of God. 1 Corinthians 13:8, love never fails. We love 1 Corinthians 14:1, be pursuing love. That's the crux of his message, is love. From the ones around him, he says. So it's such a great message.
That the gifts I had been given, things beyond my power to earn or my ability to control, far surpassed anything I could achieve by my own effort or ambition.
What I appreciate there is his recognition of that moment was a gift. He says, it wasn't something I could earn, which sounds just like Ephesians 2:8-9 sounds like the approach present. Freely given to us, and we have nothing to boast in. Right. So I really appreciated how he worded that right there. He saw it as a gift. It was unearnable,
And that there again, to go back to the context of it too, he set it up that this is going to be non-traditional. That thinking, that line of reasoning there is not traditional.
Right.
Because, it's all going to be the things which he did. He congratulated these graduates on their hard work, their effort, and he said they should be proud of it. Of course they should. Of course. You work hard, you do things and get rewards from that. And all the world we live in, of course. But he's not talking about all those traditional things we know about in this world system. He's going somewhere,
he's going a little deeper.
He went to a deeper place because of because something happened in a moment of his doubt and pain. And all of a sudden he knows, okay, I was just given a gift. That's some big words there.
I think so, yeah.
Right. And he wants to share that gift. Okay.
It was a grace.
It was a grace.
A grace I want so badly for each of you to appreciate.
Yeah, see, I just love this man's heart.
Yeah. And what's cool is I would love to talk to him someday about this. Maybe we will. But his heart, and then I feel like it's almost comical. He kind of feels like, I'd love to share this with you, but I know I can't because it doesn't work in this system.
Yeah.
You've got to be given this.
Right.
These kind of lights, these moments, he described it as ineffable, right?
Yeah.
Does that mean you can't describe it with words? Is that what that means? Right.
Yeah.
He can't describe this in words. He can't explain this, and someone will be like, "Oh, I get it." So he kind of knows that. There again, in the relative, of course, you're going to share. You're going to share your experience.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So as I think back on that experience, I realize though that there are 3 practical lessons.
We'll have to think. Are we going to get into those lessons? You want to?
Well, we're at it. I mean, we're 13 minutes in. If you want to stop there, and we'll hit these 3 points next week.
All right. So we're gonna just stop it there. We'll get to his 3 practical points next week. We'll talk about some of our journey within those points, and so that's what we're drawing upon there. We want, and just hopefully, like I said, everything about our show. If you're new to it, we just want to encourage.
Yep.
We're just sharing our journey, where we're at, what hits us, things like that. So,
and it's always interesting to see something like this. This man sharing an experience, part of his journey, and you can see the similarity. You can see you all have things to draw from that you've gone through in your life, and you can kind of assimilate or have empathy for an individual going through something, because we have these similar experiences. However, Dean and I also totally believe that Father, it's all a unique journey for each one of us. We love the verses about he's written our days in a scroll. He's ordering our steps. He knows how many hairs on your head. We love all of that. And it speaks to the intimacy that God has with his creation. So I think that's kind of what hits us, to see another human being having these experiences. It really touches you, it's confirmation, I think,
Right.
over and over again.
Yep. So
Just does your spirit good.
We'll continue on, and we'll keep sharing. Like I said, we love the idea this man had an experience. It shaped him. He calls it a grace, a gift. He wishes somehow he could share that gift. We had a similar experience. When you're hit with something, you want to share, and then you're on this journey, and then you find yourself sharing, doing different things. And like I said, Chris and I have been going at this for years now, and now we're realizing more and more something Chris says all the time. It's all about untangling a lot of things, and it's this journey of not so much learning, but there's so much unlearning.
Yeah,
that
great point. Yeah.
that we do.
It's part of the journey. It's the unlearning.
Right. So we'll talk about some of that too in the following weeks. So, all right, we'll leave it at that. We love you all out there. Hope you enjoy this and are encouraged by it, and we'll do it again next week.
Yep. See you soon.
Bye.